Today we are going to discuss the module 2. In that, the first chapter, that is which is the part of in the textbook, it is a fifth chapter. Prescribed textbook, it is fifth chapter, the relational data model and relational database constraint. So in this section we are going to concentrate more on relational data model. Okay, the relational data model was first introduced by Ted Code of IBM Research in 1970s, okay, in 1970 in a classical paper, and it is attracted intermediate attention due to its simplicity and mathematical foundation. Okay, the why the relational data model is so famous is means it has attracted the it is attracted due to its simplicity and mathematical foundation. The model uses the relational model uses the concept of a mathematical relation, okay, which looks somewhat like a table of values. Okay, this relational model, it uses the concept of mathematical relation. In mathematics and all, you would have studied the concept called relation. Okay, so which looks somewhat like a table of values as its basic building block. Okay, and as its theoretical basis in set theory, okay, and first order predictive logic, predicate logic, like this. So it basically the relation data model, it is based on the mathematical foundation. So some of the outline of this chapter is, in this we will be learning what is relational model concepts, relational model constraints, relational database schema, update operation, and how to deal with the constraint violation. Let us move on to the relational model concept. Okay, as I told, the relational data model of data is based on the concept called relation. Okay, what is relation? The relation, it is based on the concept called relation. Informally, if I say informally, each relation resembles a table. Okay, informally, relation means it is a table of values, or to some extent a flat file of records. Okay, relation means what? It resembles a table of values or flat file of records. Okay, it is called a flat file because each record has a simple linear or flat structure. Okay, it is having a simple linear or flat structure. As I told, it will be having that relation will be in the form of table. Okay, so it will be in the form of table, and it will be having a set of records. Yes or no? So it is flat. Okay, flat structure. A structure. Okay. Say for example, the database of file that has shown in this picture, you can see, no, it is having a table. Okay, it is representing the relation. Okay, relation which will be having the relation name, and it will be having a set of attribute name and set of records. Okay, records. So however, there is an important difference between the relation and the files. Okay, so I told it is actually first proposed by Ted Code of IBM Research in 1917, okay, which is published in the paper called Relational Model for Large Shared Data Banks. Okay, from this publication, it became very popular. The people found that the relational data model is more simpler, and it is simpler to the legacy database systems and file system. Okay, and it is more of based on the mathematical concept. Since it is based on mathematical concept, it is will be having higher accuracy. Okay, so let us have some informal definitions. Okay, informal definitions. So what is relation? Relation means we can call it as a table of value. Okay, relation, it is a table of value. Then a relation typically contains what? Set of rows. Yes or no? The data element in each row represents certain facts that corresponds to the real world entity or a relationship. Obviously, right? So say for example, if I take an example of student. So student will be having the attributes like student name, USN, semester, phone number, marks, like that. Yes or no? So the student entity is actually can be represented in the form of a table, where each row in the table represent individual student of the particular department or a college. Yes or no? So it is a real world entity. Row represents certain facts that correspond to the real world entity. Okay, so in formal model, we call that row as tuples, or some people will pronounce it as tuples. Okay, tuples or tuples. So row in a table, or row in a relation, record in a relation, or row in a table, we call it as a tuples. Now next we have the column. Column are nothing but the property of the relation. Okay, attribute are the properties of the relation which defines that relation. So we will be every column will be having column header that indicates the meaning of the data items in that column. Yes, right. Okay. So when I take the student table, so when I consider the column header actually describes what actually that entity, what in data about that entity we are storing. Okay. So student, where we will be storing about the student entity, we will be storing the student name, USN, then semester, like so on, we will be showing the column header. Actually it will be indicating some meaning of the data items in that column of a relation. Okay, in formal model we call column header as attribute name or just attribute. Okay, so we got one some terms here, right? So we have in the relational data model, we represent the data in the form of a tables. Okay, the tables we call it as a relation. The tables we call it as a relation. Why we call it as a relation means basically it will be having a relation. It will be having having it is a set of records. Okay, with from some common set of column header. Okay, so this column header are related to each other. Okay, the column header are related to each other. So there is a each column header will be having some implicit meaning. Okay, so here what are the terms we read? What are the terms we have read here? That we read the relation is represented as a table of value. I think this is clear for you. Okay, this is clear for you. Now we have a student table. So student table we called as a relation name. Okay, student entity we called as a relation, student relation, and each entity is having, or each relation is having set of attribute. Okay, like name, USN, it should be USN. Okay, SSN, it is written here, home phone, address, office phone, age, okay, GPA, like that. Okay, then we have a set of records. Each records or each row in a table, okay, or each record in a relation, we called as a tuples. Okay, tuples, and we have a column header. Under each column we have again set of values. Okay, so this is about the relation. Clear? Now, informal definitions continued. That means here the data type describing the type of values that can appear in each column we called as a domain. Okay, domain. I take this example again. What is this example says that this the each attribute consisting of a set of value. Okay, each attribute consisting of a set of value we called as a domain of that attribute. Okay, domain of the attribute. Say a domain D is a set of atomic values. That means what? This is one atomic value. Okay, this is one another atomic value. This is another atomic value. So domain D, okay, domain which is represented by the term D is a set of atomic values. By atomic, I mean that each value in the domain is indivisible as far as the formal relational model is concerned. Okay, when I enter name as Benjamin, okay, Benjamin Bayer, the DBMS considers Benjamin Bayer as one value. Okay, one value. For it, Benjamin Bayer is one value. Address, it is having so many things, so many characters. Okay, but it consider entire address as one value. Okay, so that we call it as a atomic. Okay, suppose if I divide the name as, if I want to separate the name as first name, middle name, last name, and all, that time it will be further divided. So that time Benjamin will go into the column called first name, Bear will be going to the column called last name. So even that time also Benjamin will be a atomic value, Bear will be a atomic value. But here I have defined under name column Benjamin Bear as one value. So Benjamin Bear will be taken as one atomic value. Okay, one atomic value which cannot be further divisible. Okay. So what is the common method of specifying the domain? Okay, how we can specify the domain in the relational data model? By using the data types from which the data values forming the domain are drawn. Okay, so how I can represent my domain of the attribute? By representing a data type. Okay, by representing data type. So this data type will represent the domain of the, by using a data type we can represent the domain of the each attribute. So here I am representing character. Here also I am representing character. Why? Because I have the hyphen. Hyphen is not a number. Yes or no? Hyphen is not a number. Everything is in a character. Age and GPA is in the number. Okay, integer. Okay, this is decimal, this is integer, whole number. So here, so this we called as a the set of values. Okay, a set of values that represent a particular attribute in a relation we called as a domain. Okay, domain will be a atomic value. Okay, domain will be having a atomic value. Then here the domain can have format. Okay, please remember a domain can have format. Say for example, phone number. If I take phone number, the phone number is having some format. Yes or no? If I take landline phone number, the phone number will be having area code followed by a number. Okay, yes or no? If I take for mobile number, okay, mobile cell phone number, okay, that time we have a 10 digits number. Okay, 10 digits is one format. Okay, 10 digits is one format. So then we will be having a plus 91, yes or no, plus 91 then followed by 10 digits. So there is a format. There will be format some for the domain. Okay, for some values there will be format. Okay, names means what is the domain? Domain the format for the domain name is that it will be a collection of or a set of character string, set of character string it will be. Okay, then grade point average, GPA stands for grade point average. Grade point average means it is possible values of computed grade point. Okay, averages each must be real. So if it is real, I can just represent it as real or decimal. Okay, then age is having a age is also having a domain. Okay, which is represented by a data type and the format. So age we say should be a integer. Okay, and the format is like the student age should be between like 18 to 25, like that. Age should be 18 to 25. I cannot say the engineering student age is 1 to 3 years, 4 years. Yes or no? 4 years kid is engineering student, or 5 years kid is engineering student. There will be age to enter the particular degree. Yes or no? So 18 to 25, like that. So we can give the format. Okay, we can give the format for this. Hope you are understanding this. Okay, we can give the format. So next, what we have academic department code. Okay, one more example I'll just take that academic department code. That means what the code of particular department is given as D01 CS. Okay, like that. So, for example, if I take the AUID of the Acharya students, AUID, Acharya user ID of the Acharya college student, Acharya institute student, it will be like AIT 19 BECS, yes or no? 001, AIT 19 18 BECS 020, like this. It will be like one format. Some format will be there. College code, then followed by year of joining, okay, year of admission, then followed by department, which branch BE, which program BE, which department CS, then the number. Like that, there will be some format, okay, defined. So the domain will be having format and a set of atomic values. Remember that domain will be having a format and a set of atomic values. Yeah, if I take date of birth, there is a format for date of birth, no? Yes or no? There will be a format for date of birth. In some database, it will be like a month, year, and day. In some format, it will be year, month, day. In some other format, it will be like day, month, year, like that. It also depends. Okay, so as I discussed this one, the data type describing the types of value that can appear in each column is called as domain. Okay, so next we have the key of a relation. Key of a relation means what? The attribute which have the unique, okay, which have the unique values. That means which uniquely identifies the entity or a relation. We call it as a key attribute. Okay, each row has a value of data item or set of items that uniquely identify the row of the table. We call it as a key. Key is nothing but which uniquely identify row of a table or record of a relation, that we call it as a key of a relation. When I say key, if I take the student relation, USN number will be key, because always this USN number will be not null and unique values. So in some cases, what we can do, we can generate auto row IDs, okay, by using auto increment option, auto row IDs. So row IDs can be used for each and every row. Okay, that time it will be uniquely identified. Okay, that we called as artificial key or surrogate key. Okay, so these are the formal definition. Okay, till now we saw the informal definition. Now let us go for formal definition. So the schema of the relation or description of a relation can be denoted by the schema name followed by set of attributes. That is R of A1, A2, up to AN. That means the schema name followed by the column header. This we call it as a schema of the relation. Okay, the relation name and the set of column header. So this we called as a schema of a relation. Then we have a set of attributes. R is a relation name and attributes are the set of attributes are nothing but the A1, A2, AN, like this. So the degree of a relation in the is that the number of attributes. Okay, so we saw a degree of a relationship. Yes or no? In the previous chapter, we saw the degree of a relationship. That means number of entities participating or associated to the relationship we called as a degree of an entity. Here we are just discussing the degree of a relation. What is degree of a relation? Degree of a relation means number of attributes in that relation. Okay, number of attributes in that relation we called as a degree of a relation. Okay, so you're given customer ID, customer name, address, phone number. Okay, what is the relation name? Customer. What are the attributes of the relation customer? Customer ID, customer name, address, phone number. Okay, what is the degree of the customer relation? It is having how many attributes? 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 attributes is there. So the degree of relation customer is 4. Okay, so each domain has a set of valid values. Every domain will be having some set of values. Names means name of the student will be there. Okay, and USN means it will be having set of USN number. Okay, like that. So each domain will be having its own set of values. Clear? So now what is tuple? Tuple is nothing but ordered set of values. Okay, enclosed within the angle bracket. So ordered set of values. Ordered set of values means what? It is having some tuple is having some internal order how to store the data records. Okay, how to store the data records. So a row in a column relation is 4 tuple and would consist of 4 values. Okay. So when we say 4 tuple, so the row in that the row in that table. Okay. So here a row in that customer relation is 4 tuple. That means what? It is having the 4 attributes. Okay, 4 attributes. So the tuple is of 4 attribute values. Okay, so that time we can just call it as 4 tuple. If it is 10, if it is okay, so here you can see uh, like a row in the customer relation is 4 tuple and would consist of 4 values. Okay, 4 values. That means what here? 4 tuple means there will be 4 rows. Okay, if it is 5 tuple means there will be 5 rows. If it is 20 tuple means it will be 20 rows. Tuple means always a row or a record, like what is horizontal. Okay, horizontal line. So a tuple in a customer relation. A relation is a set of such tuples. So collection of tuples we call it as a relation. So domain I just told you. Okay, domain has logical definition. So domain can have format. Domain can be expressed in terms of data types. All this. So what is relation state? Relation state is nothing but the set of rows or tuples at particular moment in time. We call it as a relation state. Okay, say like as I showed you database state. So relation is having a structure. Okay, the student. Okay, then the column header, this we call it as a structure. Student name, USN, okay, semester. Like this, we have a structure. In this, we are putting the values. Name A, okay, USN 1, semester 5. Name B, USN 2, semester 5. Like this. So, currently, how many tuples are there in this relation? How many tuples are there in this relation? 2 tuples. So, this is the current state of the relation. Okay, it is having 2 tuples. So, it is the current state of the relation. Okay, so it says that subset of Cartesian product of the domain of its relation attributes. So here all this is one relation. Like this, there can be more relation. It can be 5 relation. At a particular moment in time, what is the contents in each relation? That will be the relation state. So here we can just formally define relation R of A1, A2, A3, AN. Okay. And then we have here R of R. The small R of R, it includes the state, relation state. Okay. Relation state is our it is similar to our database state. Okay. Database means it is collection of relation. Okay. Here relation means when we are taking a particular table, so the current status of a relation at particular moment in time, that we call as a relation state. So here we represent a relation as R. You can use any other other alphabet also, like R, S, T, U, like that. So the complete relation will be shown like this. Relation name, okay, followed by attribute 1, attribute 1, attribute 2, attribute till attribute n. Attribute 1 comma attribute 2 comma attribute 3, so on so to attribute n. That is the actual formal definition for relation. So R of A1, A2 up to AN is a schema of a relation. R, where R is the name of the relation, A1, A2 are the attributes of the relation. So R of R, small r of R. Okay, small r of R. So you can, instead of a relation name R, you can represent it by S or T, no issues. Okay, so R, small r represent the state of the relation. Okay, it specifies the state of the relation. Okay, initially the relation will be empty. It will be having only the column header. When we insert the value, okay, so that time it will be having a, it will be the relations get populated. The relation get populated. Populated means what? We are filling the data values. Okay, filling the data values. That time it will be in the some current state. Okay, current state or valid state, like that. Okay, so R of R T1, T2, Tn, where each Ti is an n tuple. So it is a set of tuples relation. So each tuple is nothing but it is a set of variables. Okay, each relation is a set of variables. So what here, if we have a relation R with the two attributes A1, A2, what is the domain of A1? It is nothing but possible set of values 0, 1. What is the domain of A2? It is a possible set of A2, that is A2 attribute with the values like A, B, C, so on. Okay. So then domain of A1 into A2, if we combine it, we'll get this combination 0A, 0B, 0C, 1A, 1B, 1C, like this. Okay. So here R of R could be 0, A, 0, B, 1, C. So that means what? This is the current state of the relation. Okay, current state of the relation. Okay. Yeah. Here you can just see the summary what we have discussed so far. So here we have table means formally in formal terms we call it as relation. Table is relation. Column header attribute. All possible column values we call it as domain. Okay. Set of possible value we call it as domain. Okay. Then row we call it as tuple. Table definition we call it as schema of a relation. Populated table, that means the contents are loaded into the table, we call it as a mm, state of the relation. Okay, populated table at particular moment in time, we call it as a state of a relation. Okay, state of a relation may be changing infrequently, whereas a scheme of the relation is it cannot be changed frequently. Okay, state can be changing frequently, whereas schema will not be changing frequently. It is same as what we discussed in the database schema and database state. So here you can see, okay, same example it is taken here. The attribute student relation name, the attributes of the student, set of tuples, okay, set of tuples. So we can say cardinality of the relation, cardinality of the relation. So degree of a relation. So degree of a relation means what? Number of attributes in that particular relation at that particular moment in time. We call it as degree of a relation. Okay, number of attributes in a relation we call it as a degree of a relation. Okay, so what is cardinality of a relation? Cardinality ratio. I'm not telling cardinality ratio. I'm talking about cardinality. What is the cardinality of a relation? It is nothing but number of tuples. Okay, number of tuples we call it as a cardinality. Cardinality of a relation. Okay, cardinality ratio is different. That is with respect to entity relationship diagram. This is with respect to relational data model. What I am talking is respect to relational data model. So, the number of rows at a time we call it as tuple. Number of rows at a time we call it as tuple. Okay, number of attributes in a relation we call it as a degree of a relation. Okay, number of attributes in a relation we call it as a degree of a relation. Number of tuples or records at particular moment in time we call it as a relation state. Hope it is clear for you. Yeah. So here characteristics of a relation. Next topic is characteristics of a relation. So here we have four different characteristics of a relation. First one is ordering. Okay, ordering of tuples in a relation. Ordering of tuples in a relation. Ordering of values within a tuple. Okay, and then we have alternative definition of relation. Okay, values and nulls in the tuple. Third one, values and nulls in the tuple. Interpretation. Fourth one is interpretation of a relation. Interpretation means what? Meaning of a relation. Okay. Meaning of a relation. So what is first characteristics? First characteristics. This can be asked for 4 to 5 marks. Okay, this question can be asked for 4 to 5 marks. So here what is characteristics of a relation? We have four characteristics. Ordering of tuples in a relation, ordering of tuples in a relation, ordering of values within the tuple. Okay. Then what we have, the third characteristics, null values of null values, values and null values in the tuple. Then the fourth one is interpretation of a relation, interpretation of a relation. Okay. Next we have, let us see ordering of tuples in a relation. What is ordering of tuples in a relation? So actually, tuple means what? Row in a relation. Okay. When we take relational database or relational DBMS, there is no particular order in the means it will not be having any ascending order or descending order in the actual table. Okay. Actual relation, when we insert the tuples in a relation, there will not be actual ordering. Okay, actual ordering. The rows should be in the like ascending order or descending order. No. So how we enter, like by using the command insert into values. So which row we will be inserting, that will be entered, and the next row when we insert, it will be on the top of the first row. So there is no ascending order or descending order that the tuple will be arranged, but there will be some logical order in that. That is first row, second row, third row. Okay, but there will not be like ascending order or descending order. Okay, there will not be ascending order or descending order, but every row is identified by first row, second row, third row, fourth row, like that. So like okay, that is ordering of tuple in a relation. That's what. Tuple ordering is not part of relation definition because it is defined as a set of values. Okay, set of values. But many logical orders can be specified on the relation. There is no preference for one logical ordering over another. What I said is this. So when we store this database or the relation into the file, that time a physical ordering may be specified on the record of the file. Next we have ordering of values within each tuple. So when we take tuple, tuple is nothing but row, right? So when I say row is a combination of row is a combination of values. Yes or no? So row is a combination of values, I can say. Say for example, if I have a table, student USN, student name USN, student name USN, okay, student name USN, I have the n number of rows here. So when I take each tuple means what? Row. Yes or no? So there is no, like while creating the table, you would have given S name first, create table student, student name, then USN, then semester, like that. Or or someone else will be given a creating the table as create table student, student USN, then student name, phone number, then fee structure, then finally the marks, like that. So there will be like there will be no particular ordering of values within the tuple. Okay, there is no particular ordering of values within the tuple, but there is some way to describe the tuple. Okay, that is means it is not. It means that it is not compulsory. The meaning is that it is not compulsory that value USN should be only come first, then name, then semester. It should be in this order. No strict ordering, but it will be in one or the other order. The values in the tuple will be in one or the other order. Okay. So like we would have given name, USN, semester, or sometimes you would have given USN name, semester. Like that, there is a one order of ordering of values within each tuple. Okay. So here it is just differing ordering of tuples. So here duck. Okay. Rohan. Okay. Then Benjamin Bayer. So if you take previous example, Benjamin Ware was first. In this example, Benjamin Bear is first. Yes or no? So when we want to show ordering of tuples, okay, Benjamin Bear has gone at the end. That means what? He may be the first data to enter. Remaining would have followed by the remaining data are followed by, or the row are followed by other thing. Okay, means we would have entered Benjamin Bear first. Later, we would have enter this, okay, this column like this. It may be any order, but it will be in first row, second row, third row, fourth row, fifth row, like this. Okay, so each record is identified by the primary key constant, that is USN number. So when we take the ordering of values within the tuple, so it is not compulsory that I should keep the name column first. I can keep USN first, or I can keep CGPA first, age first. Okay. Only thing is we have to make sure that when we are entering the values into the record, it is according to the ordering of this. Okay, according to the ordering of this column header. It should be according to the ordering of the column header. So values and null values in the tuple. It is very, very important. Yes or no? All the values are considered to be atomic. Atomic means what? Which can be further, which cannot be further divisible. Okay. So values are that much. And the values we define based on the data type. Yes or no? The values will define based on the data type. So here values, every value in a tuple, okay, will be having a domain of the attributes for that column. Every value will be having a domain. Say for example, if I take USN must be character, then semester must be integer, phone number must be integer. So it is having some domain, associated domain with that column. Okay. So when we can have the null values? So as I have told, null values can be applied in three situations. The value is unknown, the value is not applicable, and the value is not available. Okay, in these three situations, we can just use the null values. So characteristics of relation, the last characteristics, that is interpretation of a relation, interpretation or meaning of a relation. So whenever I want to create a relation, I cannot just create a table. Okay, whenever I want to create a table or a relation, I cannot just keep it as I cannot, like if I am storing the student data. Okay, if I am storing the student data, I cannot give the name of the table as a customer. Yes or no? If I am storing student data, okay, like a name, USN, okay, semester, phone number, okay, a landline number, like this. If I give the that data, I cannot keep the table name as customer. Are you understanding? Okay, so we should always give the name of the table relevant to the attribute and its value. Okay, relevant to the attribute and its value. Okay, so by this we can, by the attribute name and values, we can actually interpret what actually the entity is. What should be the entity name? Okay, like this. So that's what I given here. Schema of the student relation interprets that student entity as name, USN, phone, okay, address, phone number, age, GPA, okay, GPA. So all this. So this USN, home phone, age, GPA, all the characteristics of a student. So the relation name should also be student. Okay. So that's what interpretation or meaning of a relation. So the relation meaning obviously should be clear according to the attribute and attribute values. So these are some of the four characteristics of a relation. Okay, characteristics of a relation. Can anybody tell that what are the characteristics we studied in a with respect to a relation? What are the characteristics of a relation? What are the characteristics of a relation? First characteristics is ordering of tuples in a relation. Second character is ordering of values within a tuple. Okay. Then third one is values and nulls in the tuple. Okay, we can add null values in the tuple wherever the original value is not existing. Okay, values and nulls in the tuple. And the fourth one is interpretation of the relation. Interpretation of the relation. Okay, so next this about the relational characteristics. Okay, relational characteristics, or we can say it as relational data characteristics of a relation. Okay, so characteristics. Next, we have some notations to define the relation, complete relation. Okay, to define complete relation, we have R of A1, A2 up to N. So this is the way we represent a relation. So you can use S of T1, T2, T3, R of A1, A2, A3, S of A1, A2, A3. Like this, we can just represent the relation schema. Okay, relation schema. So next we have this represent actually the tuple. Okay, tuple of attribute 1 and tuple of attribute tuple of attribute set of attributes. Okay, so the tuple of attribute a comma 1. So what it does, it refers to the value vi. Okay, it refers to the value vi in the T for the attribute A. So when I say T of AI, okay, T of AI and T dot AI, that means what? A particular attribute value of that particular tuple. So we can just use, instead of R, we can just use QRST for to denote the relation name, small QRST respectively for the relation state. Then we can use the term TUV for denote tuples. Okay, the dot notations R of R dot A can be used as identifying the attributes. So these are some notations. Okay.